Getting all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the What a Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the New England Patriots 10-year dynasty. That is right. And in the last episode, we finally achieved the start of the dynasty, which is to win a championship. We got the Super Bowl in the last episode. Now we have to go and defend it in today's episode. I think we can. I guess we're going to have to wait and find out. So if you're excited, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's go see if the New England Patriots dynasty is actually reborn. Here we are. It is year number 7, episode number 7, and we are defending our crown. This is the team that we're working with. We've got star development across the table. We did have to let go of a good amount of decent players in the last episode simply because we just didn't have the money at this point to bring anybody back. But we were able to re-sign Drake Maye to the long-term extension that keeps him around for the entirety of the rest of the series. So we won't have to worry about a quarterback the entire rest of the time. Every other position is kind of up in the air at this point. Who knows what's going to happen? We've got Bone, who now has star development at running back. We've got some good receivers, including some young guys in Langford and in Holloway, who we just drafted in the offseason. So I'm excited about those guys. Offensive line looks good. Tight end looks good now with the replacement of the guy that we had to let go. We did have to lose Carl Bennett, which kind of sucks because he was one of my favorite guys. But we do have some good replacements. Clifford's okay, Davis is okay, and Grubbs is okay. So all three of those guys are fine. They're not obviously what Bennett was, but these three guys will be fine. And we did move to a 4-3 instead of a 3-4, so that means that Nick Bolton won't get as much play time, but it does allow for the defensive tackles to get a little bit more development. Nick Bolton doesn't really need the development. These guys kind of do. So I changed our scheme to match that a little bit better. So we've got that working out for us. Our free safety needs to get a little bit higher overall. Kenny is a little bit low, but if he has a good season, he should grow to like a 75, 76 by the end of the season. We should be in a good spot. I like this team. Do I think that we're a championship team? Possibly. I think that with the combination of that and our playbook, which I'm pretty sure is still Kansas City. I don't think I changed it. I think we are still rocking the KC playbooks. Yes, we're still rocking Kansas City and Baltimore on that. And actually, it did change. Now we have a base 4. Oh, wait, why did we get to a 4-6? I feel like I don't know. Let's go with the 81% scheme fit. I feel like that works a little bit better. So we'll go with the 81% scheme fit, the base 4-3, which is what I said at the beginning. I thought that's what I made it, but I guess not. And the only other thing left to do is to generate the draft class. Hopefully there are some good players in this draft class, like always. Looks like there could be, a quarterback, but we don't need one. There's a couple DNs. There's a corner, a tackle. Okay, so it's a little bit varied. I saw a running back at the top. If he's as good as he is, maybe we have to take him. I don't know. Do we have, what's our draft capital look like? Do we have any extra picks? I don't remember if I made any trades or not. Okay, so I have Green Bay's first round pick and then our own. And then we have Cleveland and the Rams' second round pick. Interesting. Okay. And we have Green Bay's pick. So we must have made a trade in the draft for Green Bay's picks because we have their next two first round picks. So we need Green Bay to be bad. I don't know if they're going to be bad, but we need Green Bay to be bad because we have 2 first round picks this year. So hopefully they are not that good of a team. And I will see you guys at the midseason mark to kind of discuss where we are halfway through the season. Hopefully we're doing pretty good. Okay, so we make it to week number 8. We're 5-2, so we're doing some good things. I don't like that we lost 2 games. I wish we would have not lost those 2 games. But hey, 2 games is not too bad at the beginning of the season. We've got some national focus to take care of, which I don't really know what our national focus is going to be. I guess it's going to be defensive end because that's a strength of the class. You don't usually get that in the auto-generated draft class, so we might as well take advantage of it while we have it. I need to remember to change our national scout so it's not defensive end and D tackles anymore because we're not necessarily in that much need of that position anymore. I don't even know what we really would need. Maybe some safeties or something. And we have a breakout for the QB. Drake Maye has a chance for a QB breakout to go from superstar to X Factor. We're going to try to get him 4 touchdowns. I clicked it too fast because I didn't realize what we were doing. 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions for a dev trade upgrade. That is going to be impossible, especially against Buffalo. Uh-oh. I don't think Drake Maye is getting that. That's for sure. Alani McCollum. He's on a hot streak, it looks like. Okay. I'd love to see Alani McCollum be a dominant player. He gets 4,500 XP. That's nice. Good for him. He's got to be developing like crazy. All right, let's see if Drake Maye is going to get that development trait. I mean, that'd be unbelievable if he did. We put up 38 points and won. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that we got this. What did Drake Maye do? Did he get this done? Way to light up the scoreboard this week. That's positive. It was a good week for me. Drake Maye actually did it. Drake Maye now has X Factor development and 10,000 XP, and he gets a bonus for the scheme fit, so he's at 11,000 XP. Oh my god, it actually worked. Drake Maye actually got X Factor. I did not think that was going to work. I thought maybe we'd squeak out a win, but I definitely didn't think he'd put up 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. Drake Maye is now an X Factor quarterback, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. That looks so beautiful, man. And it's so much nicer knowing that he's not going anywhere because we locked him up for the entirety of this rest of this series. And he's looking like he's a stud. I mean, he's got all the stats that you want in the spots that you want. And I'm actually going to give him, Gambit. We're going to give him Hot Route Master. We're going to give him Protected. He's going to get Quick Draw. He's going to get probably Pocket Deadeye. And he's probably going to get maybe Fearless. Fearless and Protected are definitely big ones you have to have because you're immune to throw penalties caused by defensive pressure. And then definitely Protected, the pass blockers get better abilities, or they get better pass blocking from having Protected. So definitely want to have that. So Drake Maye now becomes instantly a unbelievable quarterback in the league, and he's throwing to some good wide receivers. He's got a good running back. He's got an offensive line that's really, really solid behind him, and he's got a pretty solid defense. So the boys are playing really well. I'm very excited to see just how good they're playing because that means maybe we get the 1 seed and maybe we don't have to work so hard to get back to the Super Bowl and defend our crown. But now we have to take on the 7-2 Colts. This is going to be very tough. This is going to be a real test of how good we actually are. We win 26-14. Oh my God, we are for real. We are for real this year. We have a breakout for Alani McCollum again. This is his part 2 or whatever. He didn't get it the first time around, but maybe he'll give it this time. He gets another 4,500 XP. He's getting a bunch of that. He's getting a bunch of XP, which is nice. I'm just hoping that he can actually go to X Factor as well, because that'd be really awesome. That would be really, really awesome if he could be X Factor. But we are getting close to the scouting stuff. I think it might be this week, and it is. Yep, it is. And we got a running back breakout for Bone. Okay, that's huge. I'd love to have a superstar development running back. Daryl Bone has a chance. So we've got the D-line breakout part 2. I'm assuming this is for McCollum again. We won again by the way for the Viking 38-20. Beat them. Alani McCollum getting another chance to break out, and he needs to get 2 sacks and 3 tackles for loss. That's going to be quite the game if he gets it. I don't know if he will. It's going to be pretty hard to do, especially in simulation. But Bone, we're going to go with a hopeful goal. 125 yards. You know what? That's not as bad as it could have been. I wonder if I would have went with the uncertain goal, if that would have just gave me 100 yards or something. I'm not 100% sure. But we'll see if he gets those. So we've got defensive end at the top of the class at 75%. Then there's a corner at the top. Oh, okay. There's a quarterback. We're not in the market for that, especially not anymore. There could be some tackles. I'm always down to take a tackle. There's a running back. There's a defensive end. So this could be a pretty decent defensive end class. There are a couple corners at the top who I'm very intrigued by. I think I'm going to definitely go after those guys. So we're going to go Sidney Ragland. We're going to go, where's he at? Dylan Craig. And then I'm going to go with, how about Brandon Spencer from the Ohio State University? We'll scout those guys. And I will simulate this week to show you guys if the players achieved their depth trait goals. And then we'll cut to the end of the season. And here we go. We won the game 34-17. Let's see if either one of them, or both, hopefully, got their depth trait upgrade. So this is the McCullum one, the Elani McCullum one. He had a tough game. I knew that was going to be tough. I mean, he needed like 2 sacks and 3 tackles for loss. Yeah, no dev upgrade for Elani McCullum, but Daryl Bone still has a chance. Did he get 125 yards on the ground? What did he do? He didn't do it. I don't even know if I would have went with the uncertain goal if he would have still got it. It's tough to do that in simulation. Maybe if I would have jumped in and actually played the game, I probably would have got it for him, but that's tough. It's okay, but we're 10-2 right now. We're sitting real comfortable in the division. I mean, look at that. The next closest team is the Raiders at 9-3, and then you got the Colts at 8-4. We're sitting pretty comfortable. We can't really like slack off too much because the Raiders are right there, but there's not too much left in this season. We could be coasting to a 1 seed if we're not too careful. Okay, so we finish up the year with 13 wins, 4 losses, so we ended up losing 2 more games after we simulated the rest of the season. That's not too bad. We were able to hold on to the 1 seed, so that's always good. We take on the Chiefs in Gillette Stadium in the AFC division round. How did the stats look for the good guys here? So Drake Maye, 4,500 yards, 44 touchdowns to just 6 picks with a 74% completion percentage. Yeah, Drake Maye is the real deal. He's the franchise. Drake Maye has become the franchise quarterback. Rushing, Daryl Bone, 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns. I think we might have found our running back for the rest of the rebuild. That's nice. Eric Langford and Jalen Polk, both over 1,000 yards, 1,114 touchdowns for Langford, 1,011 touchdowns for Polk. 995 for Olave with 12 touchdowns, so he got close as well. And then Greg Kane in that Kansas City offense in that Kelsey role had 877 and 4. Bone even got a few yards out of the backfield, so really productive from Drake Maye, spreading the ball to all his nice weapons. Defensively, did you expect anybody else except for Kareem Biddle to be at the top? 111 tackles for Kareem Biddle, 92 for Bolton. Even as the backup, not even getting out there consistently, he had 92 tackles. That's how much of a stud Nick Bolton is. Rashard Ash had 77. Van Buren had 72. Bennett had 70. McCullum does not lead. It's John Hess with tackles for loss with 18. 16 for McCullum, 7 for Bolton and Nash, 6 for Davis. Sack leader was McCullum with 13. Nice to have a good season from him, especially when he was having all those breakouts. 11 for Hess, 4 for Grubbs, 3.5 for Davis, 2 for the other Davis. Interception leader, yeah, the Baltimore playbook definitely gets you a lot of picks, especially for your linebackers. 5 for Biddle, 5 for Gonzo, 3 for Bolton. Bennett had 2, 1 for a couple other guys. Very, very good season all around. And we were the number 1 seed. Can we beat the Chiefs? This would be typical Madden to give us a pretty good season and make us lose in our first playoff game, but we hold on for a victory. We take on the Vegas Raiders in the championship game. This is going to be pretty tricky. I believe in the team. I believe in Drake Maye, most importantly. So I do believe we can get the job done regardless of who we're playing. We are going to jump in Foxborough. It could be snowing. I mean, we're in probably January at this point, so it could be snowing in Foxborough, but maybe that gives us the advantage. I don't know. Raiders-Patriots, a classic 2000s matchup. Obviously, the Tuck rule comes into play here. Rivals renew in the AFC Championship. Here we are in the AFC Championship. There is no snow on the ground, but I'm pretty sure that Sam Howell is the quarterback for the Vegas Raiders. Did you think that I'd be saying that when I loaded into this game? Sam Howell, the man who doesn't eat anything other than like chicken tenders, I'm pretty sure. He is the quarterback of the Vegas Raiders, getting them to the AFC title game to take on the evil Empire. The Empire strikes back. It is 21-10. The New England Patriots leading late fourth quarter. Can we hold on for the W? 21-13. Just wipe it out. 28-13. Oh, I think we got this one won. I think we got this one won. And we put it in emphasis. Another touchdown. 31-13. The Patriots are AFC champions for the second straight year. Go eat your chicken tenders, big dog. You suck. The New England Patriots are headed back to the championship, the Super Bowl, and Drake Maye did it without even scoring a touchdown. man, this team's good. You can win an AFC championship that impressively by not even having your quarterback throw any touchdowns. Bone has an upgrade. That's good. He probably scored at least 2, I would guess. And we are headed back to the Super Bowl for the second straight year. We won it last year. We're the defending champs. Can we do it back to back? This would confirm the dynasty if we were able to do it. And just if I thought the reminiscing and the nostalgia couldn't get any crazier after playing the Raiders in the AFC Championship, now we take on the Giants. We have a history with the New York Giants in the Super Bowl. 2-0 the Giants are against the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Most notably, the unbelievable David Tyree catch that I'm still to this day think he had a little bit of stickum or gum or something on his helmet to get that ball to stick to his head. But whatever. Or maybe on his glove, something like that. And then obviously the next time they played, they lose again because Mario Manningham makes a phenomenal catch at the sideline. Unbelievable throw from Eli Manning. And they beat us. So you can tell that I'm not bitter, right? Patriots, Giants, let's go stomp on their throat. As I was loading into this Super Bowl game against the Giants, I noticed that their record was 9-8. So that's another thing that's pretty deja vu for this matchup here with the Patriots, because I remember at least in 2007, they were I think a wild card team at 9 wins. Maybe they're 9-7 or something like that, because they ruined the Patriots' perfect season. So I don't remember what they were the next year. I think it was like 2011, right? Or something like that, when they beat the Patriots again. I don't remember if they were a wild card. I think they were a wild card team both times. But they must have been a wild card team again this time. They're 24-22. This is a very close game, but if we could put another touchdown in, I would really feel confident about that. And you know what? I'm jumping in here from the 6. It's 3rd and goal. 24-22 in the Super Bowl. We got to get the job done. There's no chance for a first down, so we got to just score here. We got to score here, and I'm firing that middle. It's Langford. Eric Langford holds on. Touchdown, Patriots. And we take an even bigger lead late in this Super Bowl. 31 to now 29 instead of 22. And you know what? I'm coming in. I'm chewing the clock. I'm not letting the CPU get a hand on this ball. It's 1st and 10. They've got 2 timeouts remaining. I'm going to hand the ball off to Bone. I don't even care if we get yards, as long as we get, maybe we need 1 first down, possibly. We might not even need that. It's going to be close, though. We probably do need at least 1 first down. So we'll try it, and we might get it right here. Bone, and he gets it. That's ball game. The New England Patriots will win the Super Bowl for the 2nd straight year. That's what I'm talking about. The dynasty has arrived. We've rebuilt it. We have rebuilt the dynasty. Let's go. And you know what? I don't even need to jump in or keep jumping in here. I can just end the game. 31-29. Drake Maye, back-to-back Super Bowl champion. And we've avenged our loss. We've conquered the demon that is the New York Giants, one of the only blemishes on the Patriots' historic resume. And at least for right now, we have conquered that demon. Drake Maye interviewed by the NFL media. And we get the championship trophy. Chris Olave's up there with Gerard Mayo holding the trophy. Thank you very much. Patriots are Super Bowl champions. You love to see it. You love to see it. 4 touchdowns and 358 yards for Drake Maye. That is pretty much going to be Super Bowl MVP, unless there was a pick 6 in this game, which I doubt it. That is pretty much going to be Super Bowl MVP. And he gets another upgrade point along with Christian Gonzalez. That's always nice. But the boys, and we get our contract extended as well. The boys are back-to-back champs. I wonder if there's going to be any dev trade upgrades, because we got a lot of star development on the offense. I'd love to see some superstar on that offense. Probably not on the offensive line, unless they would have won maybe offensive lineman of the year or something. But I'd love to see tight end. I think it's Greg Kane. I'd love to see him have superstar development. He should. He doesn't actually. Okay, but Bone does. Daryl Bone now has superstar development. He's the only one that changes on the offense. That's okay. Callaway, guy that we drafted recently, he's got superstar development. And then on the defense, we see Davis revealed to have superstar. McCullum moves up to X Factor. Hess just has X Factor. And Davis, I think Davis and Ash were both superstar already. And then Gonzo goes up to superstar. So a lot of improvement on the defensive line. I would have liked Clifford to go up to star since he got more of a starting role this time. But huge upgrades. John Hess just has X Factor. So drafting God, hello. And then Davis just has superstar. McCullum goes up to X Factor. This defense is looking even more impressive than it was probably when we had Carl Bennett here. Although I would like to still have Carl Bennett. And Drake May's playing up to a 98. I think that Daryl Bone upgrade to superstar is going to end up being really, really massive for us. Huge. Absolutely huge. Take a look at the season recap. Ooh, it's Chris Olave who actually gets the MVP of the Super Bowl. But Drake May wins MVP of the whole league. So that's a huge upgrade for Drake May. Gerard Mayo gets Coach of the Year, so we get 2 awards. Adunze and John Middlebrooks win the Players of the Year, and Marcus Wilson and Emmanuel Beecham are your Rookies of the Year. But our 8th championship in Patriot history, obviously the 6 in the Brady era, and now the 2 in the May era. Let's get through staff week so we can get to the re-sign period, which is going to be pretty massive. I haven't even looked at who needs a new contract this year. And it is Alani McCullum. I think we knew that because when we made the move for him, he needed a new contract. So we knew that one going in. Morris Haas, Brandon Montgomery, Chris Olave, but he's cheap because he's older. Junior Clifford. Ooh, this is actually pretty tricky. There's some guys in here that I don't want to lose. Specifically these 2 guys right here. And they're going to be a good amount of money. So luckily we're into the positive already. So if we re-sign or if we restructure some contracts, we should be able to free up the money, especially using Drake May's contract. So we'll do that. We will restructure we can't do restructure Chris Olave. We'll restructure Biddle's contract. We'll restructure anybody else? Nick Bolton. We'll get Green's restructured. And then we'll do like 1 or 2 more. We'll do Greg Kane. Okay. I don't know how much that's going to save. But as long as it's enough to get those guys back, I'd love it. $42 million. Oh, I don't think that's going to be enough to get both of them back. I'm going to try, but I doubt it. We definitely got to get McCullum back. So we're going to... Actually, we probably wouldn't need McCullum, but... I was going to say we don't need McCullum back as much as we need the guard back because there's going to be some defensive ends in the class that are going to be pretty solid. You know what? I'm going to sign Haas first. I'm going to prioritize Morris Haas. We're going to need him back more than we're going to need McCullum back. So I'm going to give him a 6-year deal even though the series only has, 3 more episodes after this. So it's not a big deal. We'll get him locked in for $7 million and then $11 million, and hopefully he agrees to that. And he says he's going to test free agency. Oh, I should have raised the salary up because now we have to bite the bullet on $24.5 million franchise tag. Oh, that's tough. I should have raised the salary up a little bit more. That one's on me. And then McCullum, we can't get him back just yet. That's tough. I should have raised the salary. I knew that $7 million wasn't going to be enough. I don't know why I kept going with it. That's okay. We can at least free up slightly more money. I don't know how much money it's going to free up, but as long as it's enough to at least offer him a contract, then hopefully we'll be pretty good. So if we can free up slightly more money. All right, I don't know if that did anything, but maybe it got us where we can offer him a contract. So negotiations, Alani McCullum. Okay, we can offer him at least a contract. So I'm going to get him on a 5-year deal. The worst part is that he doesn't want to be here. If he wanted to be here, we'd be in a little bit better situation. How's that? He's going to test free agency as well. Oh, Lonnie, no. So we're going to have to trade Alani McCullum. But with that money that we don't have to pay McCullum now, we can at least sign back some of our other pieces. So we can get Brandon Montgomery back. He's going to come back, thank God. And then Chris Olave we can offer back. He shouldn't be too much. We'll get him on a 3-year deal, which should take us to the end of the series. And then He should accept that. He's going to come back. So that leaves us with $7.4 million. I probably want to get Junior Clifford back, but we can accept his option. Perfect. I didn't even read that it said option. Okay, so everybody else I don't know what we're going to be able to do with, but $7.4 million. Oh, wait. I didn't even clock this. Maybe you guys clocked this. I just moved my eyes over to the right side of the screen and saw that Josh Allen said he's not coming back. Free agent Josh Allen has announced he'll become a free agent when his contract ends. Josh Allen is no longer going to be a Buffalo Bill. There must have been some discrepancies, some arguments, some disagreements, something with him in Buffalo because they couldn't come to a contract extension, and Josh Allen will be a free agent. That helps us as long as he doesn't go anywhere else in the Eastern division. That helps us out. That's huge. I don't think I've ever seen Josh Allen not extend his contract with Buffalo in one of these. That's crazy. Oh, that's actually wild. Okay, I like that a lot. So we have $7.4 million. Can I use this $7.4 million to re-sign Michael Wenyu? No, I can't. What about Caleb Farley? Do I even want Caleb Farley back? I might. It's not too expensive. I can get it back. And he wants to be here. So let's offer Caleb Farley. He's going to come back. Perfect. So Brian Blanton, we don't really need you anymore, big dog. I mean, we've got the bone man, so we don't have to worry about you. Let's do the unfortunate thing, and that is to trade Alani McCollum. I didn't want it to come to this, especially because we just got him. But he's going to have to get on the move, and we're going to have to try to bring in another defensive end to replace him. So who's got the defensive end that we can have? Who's got a defensive end that I can have? Preferably somebody that's either gotten their extension already or on their rookie deal. I'd love to get Anthony Bryan, but he's going to be way too much on the cap hit. That's going to take us in the negative, right? Yeah, it's going to take us heavily into the negative. So Anthony Bryan's not an option. Who else can we get that's on a cheaper contract that we don't have to worry about re-signing anytime soon? The Niners don't have anybody. Oh, here's a guy. Now, here's a guy. Matt Holmes. But he takes us over the salary cap. Okay, so forget about him. Ben Hansen's got 1 year left on his rookie deal. Hutch. Derek Brown. There's not a lot of amazing defensive ends that aren't already paid or that are on their rookie deals. Maybe we don't have to go for anybody too crazy. Maybe we just go for a guy that just got drafted like a year or two ago. Maybe like this guy right here, this Lindsey Stewart guy. He's only 23. He's got 3 years left. We could save a little bit of money with him. And he's only 23, so he can have a chance to develop. If he's in the Lonnie McCollum role, he can develop. But that's going to go through straight up. So maybe we can go... Junior Colson's a superstar. Good for him. Maybe we can go and grab somebody else that might be helpful. Maybe like a little Dion Woodward action. That saves us a little bit of money. And then maybe they can... Ooh. No. Forget about Dion Woodward. Give me that superstar free safety. Absolutely. And then maybe they can give us like a first-round pick next year. I'll take that. I feel like that's good value for Alani McCollum. Trade declined. Okay, what about if I ask for a 2033 first-round pick? I'm sure you're not expecting that. Okay, they don't really like that. I can give you something else. Ooh, the Packers, they gave us pick number 8. That's actually really massive. Oh, that's huge, actually. I can give them one of my second-round picks. This is my own second-round pick, pick 64. I don't really care about that much, and they really value their first-round picks, apparently. You know what? I'll take away the first-round pick. We don't need it that bad. What about if you give me just a second-round pick this year? What about if you don't give me any draft picks at all? Okay, so how do we get away with this? I guess I could give them Blanton because we're not going to re-sign him. Ooh, this could benefit us. So maybe we do end up going after that first round pick in a couple of years. No, that takes it down all the way. What about if I just do it straight up? Man, they're being pretty stingy. They are being pretty stingy with this. I'll still give them my second round pick this year, which is my own second round pick. And the trade offer is accepted. So we replace McCollum with a younger, less experienced defensive end, but he's still got star development and he's 23. And then we get a free safety who's superstar development. Huge. Huge, huge, huge. I do hate the fact that we had to lose McCullum, but I tried to re-sign him and he just didn't want to. He didn't want to come back to the squad. Jalen Polk has actually jumped Chris Olave. Okay. Defensively, Stewart now pairs up alongside Hess, and now Brennan moves into starting free safety alongside Ash. Huge additions on the defensive end and on the just the defensive side of the ball in general. Love that. Love that, love that, love that. And there's nobody else here that we need to re-sign. Cook, no. Owenu, I wish, but no. And then Moody can go away, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay. To free agency. What do we got? What do we got? We only got $3 million, so it's not like we can make an impact. Jordan Addison actually is the number one player here, and so is an X-Factor 26-year-old quarterback. How did he get out of whatever... Who is this guy? How did he get away from whatever team he was on? I gotta see this dude. That's Jordan Addison. I gotta see this dude. Who is this guy? Who drafted him and didn't re-sign him? So he got drafted by the Lions in 2026. So a couple years after we started the series. He had a decent rookie year. Then he came back at a pretty good second year. Then a really good third year. A really, really good fourth year. Yeah, he's a stud. This dude's a really good player. And the Lions just let him go, apparently. Maybe they just didn't have the money? I don't know. But he's going to be getting a ton of money from whoever signs him. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to stick around and see who signs him. The Denver Broncos have signed Jamie O'Doyle from Oklahoma. 96 overall quarterback in free agency is crazy. But he's here. He is here. He's the highest quarterback by far. And it seems like Josh Allen is still going to be a Buffalo Bill for now, but it must have just been saying that when his contract eventually ends, he's not going to re-sign. That must have been what it meant, because I didn't see him in free agency there. So that must have been what that meant. But that's still big news for us, because we're big-time rivals with the Bills. Let's get through free agency to the draft stuff. Oh, it looked like Jordan Addison signed with the Saints. So he goes to New Orleans. Very interesting. And we are now here at private workouts. Who needs to be worked out for us? So the corner's top 5. This defensive end is 2 to 3. There's a top 5 tackle. I might want to scout him. This tackle's round 1 to 2. 2 to 3 on you. 1 to 2. Okay. But a top 5. Why are there so many top 5 corners? I hate it because I want them all. Okay. Let's get the top 5 tackle. Taylor Forbes. Scout him. I want to scout... who else do I want to scout? I want to scout... maybe another center? Maybe we scout another center? Let's do... there actually could be some decent ones here. Let's take a look at these two ones down the board here. Brent Lacey and DeMarcus Redmond. We'll scout those two guys plus the right tackle, Taylor Forbes, and hopefully we can find some gems later in the rounds so we can grab some good players. And we'll get to the actual NFL draft. Remember, we have pick number 8 as well from Green Bay, so we can make some moves. Some big money moves. Let's take a look at the prospects first. So we needed to scout tackle. It wasn't left tackle, it was right tackle. But, okay, so that's pretty good, actually. Round 2 to 3 and round 2 to 3 for both of these centers. We might take both of them if they're available. I wouldn't hate that. And then we got Taylor Forbes actually is a round 1 to 2 instead of a top 5. Interesting. Okay. Okay. But the corners, oh, how are you both top 5? Why are you both top 5? I hate it. I hate it here. Mock draft number 5 has DeAndre Humphrey going number 1 overall to the Cardinals, then Dylan Craig going 3 to the Steelers, and then Sidney Ragland going 6 to the Vikings. Well, this didn't line up for us at all. How do we get it so that we can get at least one of those guys? I mean, the obvious answer is to trade up to 6 to get Sidney Ragland. But what about if I want DeAndre Humphrey? Is DeAndre Humphrey a freak? Is he worth trading up to number 1 to get? I mean, he's very good. He's very good. But we just traded for that other defensive end. I might as well give him the chance. What about Dylan Craig? He's 6 foot. He's decently fast. He's got A zone coverage, A catch, and A man. He's got A man and zone, which is very, very good to know. Sidney Ragland's 6'3", though, with a little bit faster speed. And he's got B zone coverage. I think I like Sidney Ragland a little bit better. I think I'm going to trade that Packer pick from number 8 to number 6 with Minnesota and get ourselves Sidney Ragland. Minnesota! We might grab ourselves a stud corner. You can never have too many corners, especially because we have Christian Gonzalez, we have Anthony Bennett, but then it kind of jumps off a little bit. So if we get out another corner to pair alongside Cliff Van Buren, that'd be a really, really solid four pair of corners. So let's add number 8 to the board, and we will go to Minnesota and ask for number 6. Oops, what's going on here? There we go. Number 6. We should just be able to swap right straight through, and we can. Okay, perfect. So we swap from 8 to 6. We get Sidney Ragland, as long as the mock draft doesn't lie to us. And then I think I'll stay at number 32, and we'll take whoever's on the board. We don't need to trade up both picks. Pause the draft. Number 1 pick in the draft should be that defensive end, and it is. Humphrey headed to Arizona. Bengals have the number 2 pick. They take Lawrence Gary. Is that what his name was? Yeah, Lawrence Gary, the quarterback. So obviously Joe Burrow's not there anymore or something. And then Dylan Craig heading to the Steelers. The Niners have the next pick. They take... Who'd they take? They took Tevin Giles is who they took. And then the Jaguars, they grab... I think that other corner, Dom Grant, was the other... Oh, no, Dylan Craig was the corner. Now it's us. And I think the mock draft has played it perfectly. So Sidney... Where's he at? There he is, down at the bottom. Sidney Ragland is available. He's 6'3". He's going to be a stud. We're going to grab him, and he's going to be a fantastic player. He's number 5 in true value. 6'3". No dev trait? Ooh, that's kind of disgusting. He's a phenomenal player right off the bat, but not having a dev trait's kind of ugly. That's wild. The number 5 play. How good is this draft class, or how bad, I guess, is this draft class if your 5th player in the class doesn't have a dev trait? That's kind of wild. I thought for sure we'd get something, maybe even superstar on our corner, but that's crazy. I wonder what Dylan Craig's got. We go all the way to the final pick of the first round. Oops, I don't want to skip it. And we'll see what's on the board for us. What's on the board for us? So we got... Okay, so we got a couple of round 2 to 3 guys. We got Jonathan Acosta, who we know is a round 1 to 2 talent, and we got Luke Moss, who is a round 1 talent. Jonathan Acosta, not a great player. Is he worth a first-round pick? He looks fine. He's probably good depth. I think I'm going to grab him. He's probably good depth. He's probably nothing crazy. He's number 39 in true value. He does have a dev trait, which is probably only star, but he's looking pretty sharp in that all-white suit, though. He's probably nothing special, but we're not looking for special at this point. We're looking for really good depth pieces to add to the squad because we're already a championship team, so we don't need to add anything too crazy. And now I think is where we make our move for one of the centers. Brent Lacey is available. He has a great set of physicals. He's got a great set of skills. I'm going to grab Brent Lacey. We can always use offensive line depth, especially when it's a center because we can move them to guard as well. And he's number 54 in true value. He does have a dev trait, which is awesome for offensive linemen. And he's looking pretty good in the second round. We also have pick number 52, so we'll get to that pretty quick. And that might be where we take the other center. Maybe we just double up on centers right there. Although, this Luke Moss guy is still available, and he's a round 1 talent. He's got elite strength. I think I'm going to take a flyer on Luke Moss. Number 17 in true value. That said, he possesses NFL-ready strength. He's got 91 strength. He's got a dev trait. He might end up being better than the other defensive end that we took. Wow. I guess it was a good idea to take a flyer on Luke Moss because he ends up being a pretty good player. Now we don't pick again until 77. I wonder if that other center is going to be available still. Probably not. We might have missed out on him. No, he's still available. DeMarcus Redmond. Well, I'm going to grab him. He looks really good. He doesn't look as good as Lacey does, but he does look pretty good. Number 74 in true value. He does have a dev trait. Oh, we're hitting money on these draft picks. The only one we technically missed on was Sidney Ragland in the corner. And I don't even think we missed on him because he's still a freak player. He just doesn't have a dev trait. We're into round 4 now, and I think now is the time where we've run out of guys. Yeah, all we got is the defensive ends that we've scouted. That's about it. So you know what we do now? We go to physicals, we go to speed, and we look who's a freak. So nobody that's left on the board has elite speed. There are a couple guys that have great speed. Intriguing. A couple tight ends. A lot of tight ends, actually, and a D tackle. Who's this guy down here? It's a corner with elite acceleration. What about this outside linebacker? Steve Daniels, 6'2". He's got great speed, but he's not really that good. I'd really only be drafting him solely on the speed factor, and he's not even that good of speed. So, what about the D tackle? Trayvon Thierry. That's a hard name for me to say for some reason. Trayvon Thierry. Oh, he doesn't look good either, but he's got the athleticism. I'm going to take him. He's going to be bad, but it doesn't matter. He's not going to start at all. He's really bad, actually. That's okay. It's a 4th-round pick that's not really ever going to play, I don't think. So it's not that big of a deal. And I will simulate out of the draft here, let the CPU handle the rest. I mean, I think we killed it. We got an amazing corner who, yes, he doesn't have a depth trait, but he's still going to be a phenomenal player for us. We got two great offensive linemen, and then we got 2 really good defensive linemen. Sidney Ragland ends up being a 77, a 74 for Jonathan Acosta, 73 for Brent Lacey, a 75 for Luke Moss. So he is better than Jonathan Acosta. Very interesting. And then a 72 for Redmond, 61 for Trayvon Terry. That's not that bad. Or it is bad, but it doesn't really matter. Then they took a couple of scrubs. They took a fullback. Okay. I'm fine with that draft. I think we really got some steals, especially those offensive linemen. And the rest of the class was not that good. Dylan Craig ends up being a great player. Maybe I should have considered trading up for him because he ends up being an 80 overall, the highest player in the class. But everybody else is kind of buns, including our guys. So this draft just wasn't that good. But hey, I feel like we came away with some really, really good pieces. And at this point, we're 2-time defending Super Bowl champions. All we're looking to do is keep the depth alive so that if and when we can't pay our studs, we can just don't have to worry, don't have to panic, just push those guys that we drafted for depth and they're ready to go. We don't have to technically rebuild. We can just reload. So that's kind of the point of the series where we're at right now. We will generate the best lineup. And look at this team, man. This team is looking good. Because, I mean, look at this team now. So we've got McGill at left tackle. We've got Green at guard. We've got Lacey and Stanley at guard or at center. We've got Holcomb. Where's the other dude at? Didn't we have a right tackle here? I don't know where the tackle is. I could have sworn we had some sort of tackle. It was like a 75 overall or something. Maybe it was Brooke. I don't remember. I don't know who it was. But we had somebody. I can't remember who it was. But our tight ends are looking good. Our offense is looking amazing, especially with Drake May being an X factor. And then on defense, we add in Stewart, who's going to be a great player. We add in Brennan, who's going to be hopefully a great player. The linebackers are looking really good. Defensive line's looking good. Yeah, we're a pretty good team. Ragland jumps in right there. I think we can three-peat. I think we can. I know that's crazy to think about, but I think we can three-peat. I really do. We're going to obviously stick with the Kansas City playbook because it's been working, so why go away from it? Is base 4-3 still the highest percentage? It is, so we will stay with it. We're going to go KC and we're going to go Baltimore. Seems like a good combination for the players that we've got. And that's going to do for this episode. Episode number 7 is in the books. Next episode will be season number 8. We are getting close to wrapping this up, and we're already a 2-time defending champs. Can we go for the 3-peat in the next episode? I certainly think so, but you never know with Madden Simulation. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.